Hi, YouTube. I could not sleep this morning, so I decided to get up, watch Power, and do a review on episode 4, season 6 of Power. So that's what I'm gonna give you guys right now. Um, this episode was kind of weird to me. Like, not a whole bunch happened. I mean, stuff did happen, but nothing like real big happened to me or pivotal to me. You guys may disagree with that, but it was just kind of strange of the way things flow in this episode, honestly. So I'm just gonna start off with Tasha. Um, just so I can get her stuff out the way because her part this episode wasn't that big, wasn't that great, but they cut off to her a lot. So she's getting her daycare together and she's trying to get, all that set up and she in her little space. And then some dude walk in and he like, oh, I thought, is the daycare gonna be open? And she like, oh yeah, it's gonna be open very soon. And it seemed like some little sparks are going on between them too. And I'm like, girl, what about Terry? I thought she was in love and he was, somebody you care so much about, but how quickly do we forget as soon as a fine chocolate man comes in your face? Anyway, so she talking to him and she was like, well, you can just give me your information and I could let you know when we are gonna open and all that. I'm like, girl, you don't need his phone number and stuff like that. He just walk past and see when you open if he say he live right there. But anyway, so from there, he just pops over at this daycare periodically throughout the episode on her, which is a little weird to me because he never has his daughter when he does this. The only time he has his daughter is at the very end when the last scene we see with him and Tasha. But this whole coming together of her new little him being kind of a boo thing was just really weird to me and how fast it went. Um because it jumps to again where she was talking about she was having a bad day. She had gotten to an argument with her and Ghost about money because Ghost took all the money out of Raina's trust and for the Queen's Child Project or whatever, and he took that money to pay off Jason. I'll get to Ghost and all his part later. But so she's upset and she was like, I'm making sure that I can have a legit business for, my daughter and, my son. I'm like, girl, fuck Tariq. He ain't shit. So, and I mean, I know he kind of young, but he really ain't shit. You just might as well give up on him because it's, he a lost cause at this point to me. I don't know if he gonna have some redeeming stuff towards the end of this season. I don't know. He just has it so far through, all his fuckery. But anyway, so there's a part with her and, his name is Quentin, her and Lil Boo thing. And he was like, oh, can I take you out? He comes to her in the daycare and he's like, oh, can I take you out for a drink? She's like, oh, I hate the club and I hate bars, but I got some wine. So they take about a couple sips of wine and she frustrated about, Jamie, whatever, James St. Patrick, Ghost, whatever y'all want to call him. And all of a sudden, after a few sips, she must can't mama can't hold her liquor or something. She all like, I just don't want to talk about him. It's like every time she talk, you get frustrated, you just want to hop on another man's dick or something. I don't understand. Like she get mad at Ghost and shit, and all of a sudden she just turned into this thought. And then she, next thing you know, she kissed an old boy and they on her desk and stuff. And then she's like, ooh, I just can't stop. Because I'm going to say, girl, what in the thought is going on? Like, and what happened to Terry? I mean, what? It was just really weird the way that escalated so quick. I mean, maybe she just, I don't know. She don't even know that man like that. He could be anybody. He could just be somebody implanted in there or anything. It just seems really weird, his appearance and him being so close, like being so cool with Tasha so quick. Like, you don't know this man. And why are you so trusting? And why are you throwing your tongue down his throat? It was really weird to me, the whole part of it. It was strange. And then she tried to pull away from him and be like, oh, I can't do this and whatnot. And then Ghost even sees him as well because he had popped over to the daycare again, like popcorn and shit. And while Ghost and her were having an argument about, Raina's legacy and all that shit. And then she just walks off with him. And then the way him and Ghost exchange looks, I don't know if it was just like, who is this nigga and why are you talking to him? Or if he's just somebody else. He may just be some regular dude from down the street. I don't know. But it's just weird and random how he popped up then. When she tell him later, when he bring his daughter to the daycare after it opened, she like, he tells her like, oh, I can't, I know you felt the same things that I felt when we kissed and all this stuff. I'm like, dang, it was just a kiss, calm down. And you don't even know her. You don't know anything about from what we know, he knows nothing about her. So it's so weird that he's just acting so thirsty. Like, give him some water. Speaking of water, this ain't water, but I'm thirsty. Oh, unicorn cup. I pulled this out because the episode with the little unicorn wire that, Proctor little daughter is wearing. So I thought it was fitting. Anyway, off of Tasha, because that's pretty much what happened with her, and that's about it with her. So we go over to, let's just go to Ghost. Okay. Ghost is waking up from the episode started with Ghost waking up, from like dreaming about Angie and sad. And then, he wake up and then he go wash his face off or something. And then all of a sudden Angela's in his bed. Well, the ghost or his subconscious or his guilt of Angela. So I'm like, okay, hey girl, how you doing? You still dead, but you still in the episode. So that's good. And, he talking and she's like, oh, if, why haven't you killed Tommy yet and all this? And you say you was gonna kill him for me, but you have yet to do it. So that's just his mind playing tricks on him or whatnot. Then he get a call from Jason, and Jason's like, hey man, where my money? Tommy delivered when it came to killing the Jimenez sister, and you did not. So you owe me money, and I want my money. So James like, shit, I need to get this man his money. I'm like, why don't they just kill Jason? I mean, I know you just can't kill him like that, but he's just getting money and swindling, and him and Tommy, like, just kill him. Like, you want to keep running up on Tommy, kill Jason. At least you can save some money. So after that, he what does he do? Sorry, y'all. Let me look at my notes. He talks. Does he go talk to Tate? Yeah, he talks to Tate. Wait, no, before that, he goes and Dre comes in to his office. Well, Proctor brings Dre in to his office. And he like, why you bring this nigga to my office? He should be dead. Like, he a trick. He was about to trick off, and he should just be dead. Like, he ain't shit. Why is he in my office? And he like, just hear him out. He is the FBI kicked him, to the curb, and he's just out in the street and he ain't got shit right now. And he coming to us clean saying that they want to get a case, I think it's a RICO case, against James St. Patrick and try to take everybody down and stuff. And they trying to get that so to prove that he killed Angela and whatnot. He's like, it's not the witness that they have, I can find out. It's like, you need to find out it's a woman, and he names the dude, I think the Miguel something, from season 1, the dude that he killed, and then the girlfriend or the fiance. He says, and then so Ghost knows that he might be telling the truth, but he was like, I still don't trust him because anytime he can, get off on somebody, he can. He was like, how am I supposed to trust? He's like, because they got my daughter. And I'm like, I guess he care about his daughter. He didn't give a shit about his baby mama, but I guess he care about his daughter. So he's like, I just want to get my daughter back. And then Ghost still think like as soon as he get his daughter, he is gonna be on some fuck shit again. So we can't trust him. He's like, all right, we're gonna have you wear a wire. You gotta be able to prove to us that we can trust you. And he like, all right. And Proctor was like, find us that witness. So from there, what does Ghost do? Oh, Ghost goes to talk to Councilman Tate, Lorenz Tate. Well, his name ain't Lorenz Tate on there, but you know, Lorenz Tate with his cute self. Goes to talk to him and he like, oh, I need you to shut down so and so block and this. And then Tate is like, okay, you're not about to do something stupid that's gonna cause any problems. He's like, nah, it's nothing like that. And I'm like, we'll see. So the reason he had him do that, so he can go and pull up on Tommy, and it's around the building where Tommy keeps his drugs and stuff, and where he meet for all his like little drug dealings and stuff. And so he cut off that space off the street or whatnot, trying to keep Tommy in that building so he can't get out. But Tommy still got that little ambulance that he used last episode to get the Jimenez girl. And so he uses that to get his drugs out. So it's like, we can't leave because they got the streets blocked off. He was like, nah. So they loaded their shipment in there and tried to pull off. And then you see Ghost come out of nowhere, and he got I guess he about to attempt to try to shoot up Tommy again unsuccessfully. And then that dude Will, because Tate texts that dude, that angry ass black dude that was at the at Tate's speech that one day that he hired to keep an eye on Ghost. He texts him after he done talking to Ghost, and he like, hey, keep an eye on St. Patrick because I think something about to pop off. So then when Ghost go off to try to kill Tommy again, I'm like, is he really trying to kill him? Because he just be real sloppy with it. Every time he try to kill him, it's very sloppy. So I'm like, you don't really want to kill him. Just calm down. So he the Will dude like, hey, something about to pop off. So yeah, where your man at for St. Patrick, because it looked like he about to do some shit. So Tommy is pulling out with the ambulance. Ghost come up in his car and crashes into it, and then just start busting. And he just starts shooting the car up. Again, he's just gonna keep ruining all the Tommy's vehicles. It's ridiculous. And he don't hit nobody, like not one person. For you to be like this real slick killer who done murdered and all these people, you ain't hit nobody. You ain't hit the passenger. Nobody. All he did was ruin his damn truck and ruin the ambulance. Then out of there, I was like, yeah, where the police at? And where is everybody at? So some police stop James or whatever, and they like, man, put your hands up and stuff. Don't fucking move. And then they take him to Truth and his office. Like, man, what am I doing in my office? And Tate is sitting there, and he's like, I told you not to be doing no dumb shit. Luckily, these men are loyal to me, and the police or whatever, these detectives and police officers are loyal to me, and they brought you to me so I can handle your ass. Otherwise, you'd be dead or in jail. So you need to calm down. Whatever the fuck you doing, you need to calm that shit down, because it's bringing too much attention to you, and you connected to me, and that's just not a good fucking look. So stop it. So from there, after the police leave, he was like, well, I didn't want to tell you because I'm trying to just get rid of somebody who could be a threat or have a bad look on us or on me and on us, and it'll track back to you and who knows who else. But I'm like, you out here shooting people all up in the daylight and shit with no mask on, nothing. I'm like, you just need to calm down. You're not thinking straight. I think he having a little breakdown or something, because he just getting buck wild with this. And he not thinking shit clearly when it comes to like killing Tommy, because that's what makes me think that he's really not that serious about killing Tommy. Because why do you keep being so sloppy about it? Like, you being real sloppy. And then at some point he going back to talk to his little subconscious and Angela in his brain, and she was like, I didn't say to kill Tommy. I said, why haven't you killed him yet? And I'm like, girl, shut up, whatever. She's still annoying in death. But anyway, from there, what else happened with oh, and then he steal the money from the Queen's Child Project and gives it to Jason to keep Jason off his ass. And it was like he was like, I can't keep paying Jason. He tell one of Jason's men, and Jason's man like, hey, you either gonna pay this money or you gonna die, motherfucker. And he was like, well, I ain't worth shit, dead. So tell Jason that, like, what's the point of killing me? And you need, like, he needs him, so he not gonna really kill him, but whatever. I don't know. Dude just had an attitude. Anyway, Jason. Oh, then Jason comes into truth at some point to check him, and he like, so I hear you tried to put a hit out on Tommy, or you tried to kill Tommy or whatnot, but you didn't go to jail or nothing. So that just lets me know, and you got arrested, but not really arrested. So that just lets me know that you have connections somewhere within law enforcement backing you. And that's the kind of backing that I want. And that's why I want you to be my distro. Why don't you go ahead and kill Tommy so we can stop playing games and you can start running these drugs again, homie. But Ghost ain't trying to hear. He's like, no, I ain't trying to kill Tommy no more as of 5 minutes ago. So you're just going to have to figure some other type of way to get this done. And I ain't got no money. So he was, so he's like, you can shoot me right now because I'm just not about to kill Tommy. And it was just pretty much a back and forth. And I don't know what Jason's in. I mean, he's just trying to push to make him be distro. And it just is what it is. From there, what else happened with Ghosts? Not much, because the rest of the episode is about, let me get the rundown on Dre, and then that'll intertwine with shit that happened with Ghost as well. So after Dre goes and has the conversation with Ghost and Proctor at Ghost's office, he goes off to talk to Sax. Sax like, hey man, I need you to give me some information. And he was like, well, they're only letting me back in on the club level right now. They're not letting me into the, because like, well, you need to earn his trust because I can't do shit with his legit business information. I need you to push or try to figure out what is he doing, what's his next plans, or something to tie him to the murder of Angela Valdez. Like, what if Dre like, well, what if he clean? He's like, nah, fuck that. If he clean, then I'm a member of Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang. But so they talk about that in their little meeting, and then that's where Ghost and Proctor realized, like, why aren't any marshals around or anything? He was like, oh, so he running this, Sax is running this just off the book. You know how Angela used to do that shit and they tell people they gonna protect them and shit, and they just got them out on a limb, and he ain't really about to protect him like that, so somebody can come and blow his motherfucking brains out, and the police ain't really backing it. He's just real low budget with it right now because ain't nobody backing what Sax is doing. He just gotta make fetch happen when it come to Dre. Excuse me, I'm thirsty. So from there, with the whole Dre situation, after he was already being nosy. He was there when Jamie was talking, Ghost was talking to Jason, and he was hearing all the little tidbits of like, oh, the whole Tommy thing and what's going on and what Jason's goals are. So I'm sure Dre Snake ass gonna try to use that to his advantage later, is whatever information he can to cover his ass and make sure he survived in the game. I'm sure he's taking it all in. So he go and at that point, after the conversation with Jason, Ghost go get his gun and an envelope, which is probably money. And then they go hit up the old girl who's the witness against Ghost, because before that, Dre tells Sax like, oh, Ghost, he knows it's a female witness. So that was just kind of to bait Saxe to go to whoever the female witness house is or whatever, so he can get an address for Ghost to tell Ghost. So at this point, they're going to go see the female witness. Oh, girl. So Dre comes to the door. He knocked on the door, talking about he maintenance or something. And then she opened the door. I'm like, girl, don't be opening your door for nobody, especially if they head all down. I don't open my door for people. Ain't nobody called me about nothing. So hell no. Please get away from my motherfucking door. I don't know you. I don't know. I'm a little bit more sus when it comes to, I'm from Chicago, but this is New York. So I don't know why she opening her door so easily. And she know a murderer could possibly be out there about to kill her and stuff. She just, why you open your door, girl? Anyway, so she opened the door. Dre, and then Ghost come in. She all scared and stuff and just start crying. And he was like, look, I know I can't bring back your man and whatnot. All I can do is like, he offer her some money and tell her she could leave town with this money, or she could stay where she at. But either way, he ain't gonna cause her no problems. And I'm like, it didn't look like that much money to be restarting your life. I'm just saying, it was like a little thin envelope. Like, how I'm gonna start? What I'm gonna do with that? But I don't know. It just didn't look like that much money to be starting a whole new life and everything. I mean, I know she poor and stuff, but dang. So from there, during this whole thing, Dre is texting Saxe like, oh, I'm about to we about to go put Dre, Ghost is strapped and we about to go somewhere. Oh, now we at the apartment. He like texting through the whole thing. I'm like, you ain't even discreet with it. But anyway, texting Saxe, like he was like, something about to happen. He's like, oh wait, no, I'll fall back. He ain't kill her or nothing. And I'm like, for one, and I'm just like surprised, like for one, the police are always late. Ain't nobody, they not on time, because by the time Ghostin said his little thing to this woman and they go off, him and Drake go back and get in the car to leave. I don't know, all of a sudden, police pull up. Now, he could have done murdered this woman and everything. I mean, he probably wouldn't have got away, but he could have murdered her in that time. So Ghost pretty much did this because he's looking through his rear view and he can see like, oh, the police and shit pulling up. How would the police know or FBI know that I pulled up on her? So I'm thinking that he's catching that in his brain, like, okay, Dre probably on some snake shit and told them or tipped off to Saxe that I was pulling up on homegirl. That's what I'm thinking, or I don't know, but that's what I feel like. Cause like, why would they just pull up out of nowhere? So he put two and two together. This nigga can't be trusted. So from there with Dre, I think that's it that happens with Dre and his situation with Ghost. Let me look. Okay, I did Dre, Tasha, Ghost. So let me go back to the Proctor situation. So with Proctor, he talks to Saxe as well, and talking about how he talks to Saxe's Saxe talks to Proctor's ex-wife, baby mama, and she like she ain't really getting nothing off of these recordings of the little unicorn, and it's pretty much just shit that just shows that she's a horrible mother and shouldn't have her child. Talking about how she wish she was on drugs and shit again and everything. Excuse me. Talking about some she was having a bad day. I'm like, girl, you have a bad day and you just want to jump to drugs that quick? Like, she's very unstable, and that's proven at the end of the episode. So she there's a moment where she goes, well, Proctor's dropping off their daughter to her house, and he goes and he kind of starts pushing her. Because at first I'm like, is this real? Because he goes and he's like, oh yeah, it seems like everything's working out for both of us. You getting a new job. And, I just started talking to somebody. I mean, it's my assistant, but I'm thinking about popping a question. He already got a ring. I'm like, this he lying. Like it just was like too escalating like real fast. Like all of a sudden I'm like, not once have we seen him talk to anybody. And he's too scared and nervous to be out here fucking somebody and falling in love and all that shit. So I'm like, this is just pushing her buttons, which I'm sure like he knows how to do being her ex-husband. And as he's talking to her and telling her all these things, it said that she got declined, I guess, to get reinstated for her license to practice law. So she's just sitting there, just like not even paying too much attention to what he's saying. And then she's like, "Wait, what? You getting married?" And she see the ring, and she like all nervous and freaking out. Then all of a sudden, as soon as he leaves, he's like, "Oh, I'm just happy that things are working out for both of us, girl. We can do this." And so he leave and he give a little sly look, and I'm like, he is lying clearly. Like I don't know how she don't know that he is a liar, but or how she doesn't know when he's lying. Like it just seems so like fake. So she just go off on this rampage, looking through everything, trying to find some drugs. Like she looking through her purses, looking through the house, looking through her old stashes, and trying to find. I think she found like a little crumb and then put it in her tongue and in her mouth. I'm like, that is sad. That's really sad when you're an addict like that, and it's just real sad. And then she texts somebody named PJ, who I assume is her dealer, saying she need delivery right now. And from that point, I guess she get her drugs, and the daughter calls Proctor, and because she's scared, because Mama is out here tweaking, and she's saying all this stuff from the bar, or what she may have missed from on her bar that, or on being reinstated, to why she didn't get her license. And I don't even know if that letter probably was forged too. It might have not even been real. It don't. I don't know. It just seemed like this was all orchestrated just to get her to fall off the wagon and to do drugs again. So he come in, she all sweaty and crazy and rambling, and he was like, and then she's like, "Oh, my heart, I'm not feeling good." And Joey called the police, and he was like, "Nah, you call police, and then you gonna lose custody for real, for real. And police, is gonna cause problems. So I shouldn't call the police." And he's about to call the police because she's like, "No, I'm scared. My heart hurting." So apparently she took way too much drugs. He's like, "How much of that shit did you snort or whatever?" And then she just sitting there looking like she having a heart attack. So, and then she just straight up OD, and she started foaming at the mouth a little bit too. And he's sitting there, guy grabbed his phone, he dialed the 911, and he just sit there, looked at her, and he just waited for her to just die. And he was like, "I'm sorry, I couldn't let you take my daughter away from me." So at this point, the only person who's incriminated on some criminal activity is Proctor for not calling the police, and it looked like he set his wife up, or ex-wife up, to be murdered, and the unicorn got it all. So I'm like, that's not going to be good for him. So he might just start tricking on other people. But another thing is, how are they going to get the unicorn? How is Sax going to actually get the unicorn anyway? Because I mean, she dead. He might be like, "I'm gonna confiscate this bag," but all the shit on there is illegal. So I don't know how they're gonna do it. Let me take a sip. Hold on. So I think Eric touched on everything but Tommy. Oh, Tommy and Tariq. So the whole Tariq situation, we see Tariq, because he been out of drugs. So it says he gets a text saying that, he needs to going to get another re-up on his drugs. So I'm like, where he about to get drugs from? I thought he was out from whatever he got from Canaan. Where is he about to get these drugs? Turns out he is going over to Tommy's warehouse, which is apparently very easy to just walk into. I guess they feel like, oh, ain't nobody gonna come up in here because they be too scared. But if not, if they don't know what it is. But anyway, he sneaks in and starts just stealing pills in a little duffel bag and shit, stealing pills and stuff. Tommy supplied, but Tommy ain't gonna notice. He's just still a little bag worth. Tommy got like a whole warehouse full of shit. So from there, Tommy wouldn't notice. Then, Tweedledum and Tweedledee and, Mo, Larry, and Curly come in, Tommy's dudes, and they're getting into it or cracking jokes, and the two dudes, that one dude who was cool with Kanan, I can't remember his name, and the big tall black dude or dark skinned dude, they always getting into it. It's like, is one of y'all gonna murder each other, or like what the fuck is going on? I don't understand the like animosity on why they always trying to pull a gun on each other, and then the little small dude always breaking it up. I'm like, damn, why can't y'all just squash whatever? I don't know, like what's the underlying thing and why they always just not getting along, and somebody always about to pull out a fucking gun. It's ridiculous. Just make your money and keep it moving. It's like, really. Enough of y'all trying to kill people, trying to kill y'all outside of this. Like, trying to kill people you working with too. Like, it's stupid. So Tariq managed to get in and out with the drugs, and he cool or whatever. But from there, Tommy ends up going to the Italians, and the Italians were showing him that he has like the drugs that they got. And Tommy was like, oh, these look real legit. They look real, these real good. Where you get these or whatnot? And then he was like, oh, I can't tell you by my supply, but they look good, right? He was like, man, get the fuck up out of here. These is my drugs. Where the fuck you get them from? And he was like, he didn't really want to tell. So then he started saying who he probably got it from, this little black kid, about so-and-so, describing Tariq, little stupid ass. And he like, that's my godson, and I don't need you to be sitting here using him for drugs or any of that bullshit. So you need to fall back on that. You already had me kill my father, and now you coming after more parts of my family and shit. Then I think homeboy was the Italian dude was like, well, y'all killed somebody killed my godson or some other shit, and don't be coming up in my business talking about how you gonna do me, partner. I'll fuck you up. And now he didn't say all that, but he was like, don't be coming up in my business on that bullshit, because you get dealt with too. But whatever. So everybody always trying to whip their dick out and be like, oh, I could do the same thing with Tate and Ghost. Like, calm down. They always talking about I could kill you. I could do this. They're trying to one up somebody and see who badder and bigger or whatever. Whole pissing contest. So from there, the Italian dude, he like, okay, so now he knows Tariq, who Tariq is from this point. So with the whole Tariq situation, he go back to the Italians and he was like, hey, so where you get these drugs from? And then he didn't really want to say. And he was like, I know you got them from Tommy, your godfather. He paid me a fucking visit. You causing problems and shit. What the fuck, dude? And he like slammed his face up on the desk or the table. I was like, yeah, beat his ass, slap him or something, because somebody needs to whoop Tariq ass. He been needed the ass whooping a long time ago, and just smashing his face on something wasn't good enough. I just wanted them to continue. I mean, I know it's a grown man, but something else needs to happen. Screep just needs to happen. So from there, he like, well, I'm not, the Italian's like, well, I'm not in the business to let nobody come in here and tell me how to do my business, but you need to come up in here with 2 times the weight by tomorrow, so we can continue business. And Tariq like, damn, where am I gonna get these drugs from? Because at this point, Tommy know where he got the drugs from, and Tariq, because he come to Choke or whatever to go see Tariq, and was like, where the fuck the drugs at, Tariq? Where you get the them? That's my shit. Where the drugs at? Where they at? Tariq go and still lie. And I'm like, damn, he gonna lie to Tommy? Well, I guess he be lying anyway. But he lied to Tommy, and he was like, oh, Kanan left him for me. He's like, I don't want this life for you, man. You could do better. This is a nice place. But Tariq is not trying to hear that shit. He really just want to get into the drug game for whatever reason. Fucking stupid. And he promises Tommy that he done with it and all that, but we all know Tariq is hard-headed. He don't listen, and he's just stupid. And then Tariq hang out with the cute little girl with the little curly hair, and they talking, and then she's like, oh, what happened to your face? And then he's like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, yeah, you got your face laying down on the desk. Anyway, and they start kissing, and that was it with Tariq. But you can tell that he's in conflict because he lied to Tommy. He don't know where he's gonna get these drugs from, and he needs to supply the drugs. And then even the Italian dude's little flunky or other person was like, why is you doing business with this little boy anyway? And he was like, man, now that he found out that this is Ghost's son and Tommy Egan's godson. He's like, I'm not letting that. If I control this boy or have some type of dealings with him, then I can make a play with Ghost and Tommy, and I'm not losing that control. Like, that's just too good of a little pawn to have. So that's why he keeping Tariq around. I was like, I was thinking that's like, why get this little boy around doing your dealings before I know him? So, and he remind him of him. I'm like, I guess whatever. So I'm like, cause why you got this little boy out here? He's stupid and all this other stuff. But that's Tariq's little situation. And then let me jump back to Tommy. Tommy's mama is in town, and Lala or Keisha text him while he was at the warehouse doing drug business. Like, your mama here, help. Why is she here? So he rushed back home, and she like, oh, my house is being fumigated or something, and I need somewhere to stay until then. So she's staying there for the couple days. And Tommy like, well, I got business and shit to attend to, so you stay here with Keisha, I guess. So in this time, Keisha and the mama kind of, the mama gets a feel of Keisha and stuff. And there's a point where, Keisha I just want to call her Lala. That's why I keep stopping. Keisha is talking to her, and she's talking about well, you different from the ex. She's like, it was a lot of exes. A lot of them didn't stay around. And she's like, what, the other name was Holly or whatnot? And then she's like, yeah. But she's like, none of them stay with, Tommy or whatnot. So that happened. And little Cash, I guess, are they living with Tommy now? And she ain't got her apartment now. I don't know if they're like actually living at the loft with him now or what. But because I know there was no bedrooms or nothing up in there, because Cash was going, they got an upstairs. I don't know what's up there. I don't remember ever seeing the upstairs of the loft. And Cash walked in, and his face all bruised and hit like somebody whooped his ass. And then Keisha like, what the fuck happened? And she was like, no, Cash was like, oh, I got jumped. Don't nobody know me in this neighborhood. And they jumped me and they took my book bag. So she was like, oh, hell no. Nah. And we about to go find them and fuck these kids up. And then Tommy mama, like, no, you gonna attract the wrong type of attention, and it could reflect badly on Tommy's business, which I didn't really see that. But she was like, nah, if this was your son, what would you do? And she was like, I would kick them kids' ass. She's like, exactly. So she walk off with a dumb ass and go find the boys and get Cash shit back. And last but not least, Tommy. When it comes to Tommy, the whole mama thing, and then Tommy has a conversation with his mama regarding the fact that, Tommy mom made him some food, and she's like, I like Keisha. And he's like, Mama, I don't even want to hear it, because it was like, I like her butts. Like, but what? No woman is ever good enough. She was like, I don't think she's ready or about that life. She always gonna put her child first. She was like, she like me, she puts her son first. And he was like, Ma, I just don't want to hear it. So he get mad, he throw out the apartment, like, fuck it, I don't got time to hear this. I've been out doing my drug dealers and shit. Now you hear it woo in my ear. I'm over it. Kick her out. And then later he's sitting there hanging out with Keisha, she's just sitting there cuddled up, laid on his chest, like, ooh, I love you. I'm like, how long have they been together? Because this just seems weird. Like, their relationship is weird just in general. I know they've been together for a few seasons, but like in real time, how long has this been where she's just I'm so down for you and I'm here. And then he explains to her about what his mama said, like, she said that you always gonna put your son first, and you ain't about this life. And then she was like, I got your back, I'm here for you. And then he was like, I'm here for you too, because I always put you first. I was like, really, Tommy? You gonna always put her first? Couple seasons ago or last season, shit, he was about to kill this woman, strangle her. Like, he done almost killed her, about to kill her like a good 5 times. And all of a sudden he's talking about some you all I need. And I thought Ghost was my family, but I know that's you now, you and Cash. How well do you know Cash? They don't never had no moments of him and Cash hanging out, really. We just now seeing Cash for like the second time ever. And I'm like, this just does not seem genuine. Maybe because it's the last season, they just trying to push certain storylines, or I don't know, but it just doesn't seem, it's not adding up to me. Correct me if I am wrong, but or if you feel the same, let me know. It just seems weird. So he's talking about some, he look all real crazy and killer the way he's staring off and into the distance, talking about some, it's just about me and you the family I ever always ever needed. And I thought it was ghosts, but it's not. And I'm like, okay, I guess. So that's how the conversation with them went. And they both, I don't know, Tommy just be stupid. Like anytime he get with a woman, he just hold on and he just be weird. And I don't know. So I think that is it. Let me look over my notes. Please give me a second. Six. I took all these notes. I think this is pretty long, so I think that's all that I. Let me finish reading this. I think that's it, or that's all that. Oh, at the very, very end of the episode, which is what I want to talk about because I found it very hilarious. Ghost is at his apartment again. Angie pop up again with wearing that red dress that she had on when she first came in the club, and he was like, I saw you, I just knew, you came in and all that, blah blah blah. And then, he was like, I'm gonna be a better. He always looking crazy. He's like, I'm gonna be a better man, but this time it's not gonna be for you. It's gonna be for me. And some shit. And then he was like, I'm sorry. I think he said I'm starting to think like, Raina's death. Well, it just had to do with me, and I feel like I'm somewhat responsible for your death. Lo siento. I was like, lo siento my ass. Like, serious, dude. Like, oh, I'm sorry. It was my fault that you got killed. Like, really, Ghost? Like, he is so self-centered. Like, he is just like, like you kind of root for him for some stuff because you don't be wanting like the federales and the FBI and shit to really win because, Sax is an asshole. I mean, R.I.P. Donovan, he was cool, but I'm not rooting. It's like you're not rooting for anybody. And now little Joey got stuff against him. So who knows how they going to use that little unicorn against him with like, what kind of case they're going to build up and what's going to happen next season. I have not looked at what's coming for episode 5 yet, but it's just like, Ghost is ridiculous. Like, you got some nerve, homie. Like, he is just an asshole. And I don't even know how Tasha ever, like, because I just went back and I'm rewatching all the seasons again just so I can refresh, and just because old shit keep popping up, so I just decided to go all the way back as I'm watching the new stuff. And I'm like, man, he ain't shit. And tisk. But anyway, that was Power Season 6, Episode 4. I promise content will get better. I'm going to try to be consistent. I was trying to push out as much as I could over the weekend because that's when I don't have to work. And this is work. So I am working, but my regular job, I'm not working at. So I'm trying to get this up and popping, and I will be putting out more videos. You guys have a good, blessed Sunday. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good day. Peace.